Hey, good evening. So we're looking at Bitcoin USD. We're on a weekly chart, and we're just going over a trade using a principle that we use in the Forex group, which is basically looking for imbalance. All right, so we want to look for imbalance candles, and imbalance candles will alert us that there is potential because of the big move out of a zone. There are going to be unfulfilled orders in that zone, and those orders need to get filled. So a lot of times bankers, institutions need to drive the market back down to collect those orders that wasn't executed because there's an imbalance. If there's too many buyers to come into a market, or too many buy orders is a better way of saying it, because just because price moves out of demand zone or supply zone does not mean that there's a lot of people at the table. It could just be someone who is so large that they facilitate a order that it now registers too many sales or too many buy orders. So if that happens, what do you think needs to happen? And price needs to come back and get the rest of the orders that are just sitting there that are open. Okay, so that's that. Now we use a metaphor of buses. Okay, so that's one of the things we try to focus on. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly some of the stuff we go over in the Forex group. All right, and it doesn't matter whether this is Forex, crypto, stocks. It don't matter. Same technique can be used. And we're going to go back to a replay, and we're going to go back to this point on the chart. And this is an area where we have identified an imbalance candle, and we have it, or imbalance trigger. Okay, and so this is the zone where if I am a trader or investor, doesn't matter. I want to see price come back to this particular zone. And typically we wait for to go long. So you're like, why don't you just go long here? You can. That's up to you. As we've seen, we know that Bitcoin did all-time highs for this price point. Now, this measurement is from December of 2020. All right, and then we finally get a breakout. But remember, imbalance is the only thing that can move a market. So that means that we have an imbalance, and that means that probably a lot of orders hadn't been triggered because of this imbalance. Remember, when price is in a range, it does what? That means that there is some form of equilibrium. There's some form of agreement on that price. It's when there is a disagreement that's when price moves. So we're going to play this, and we're going to see whether or not this is going to hold as a key area for the market to return to. And with this strategy, if you have the patience, you're not doing anything until the market comes back to collect. Simple as that. Now, with an asset like this, it depends, whether I'm trading or not. I mean, I see other opportunities, or I could get into the trade and take it. But this is real good for investors. You need to become technical investors, which means to use technical analysis and then you use fundamental analysis. All right, here we go. So what happened? Price came back into the zone. Remember, we're on a weekly chart. So these are all weeks for each candle. So what happened? We here. What's the rule? Come back into what? The demand zone. Well, why are we coming back? To collect what? Unfulfilled orders. Now watch this. I've also identified another imbalance event. This is an area where we expect for Bitcoin to maybe come back into to now face some what? Selling pressure in a supply zone, and that's going to be between 26,500 and between about $32,000. Bitcoin could come up into this area, and then from here we can come back now, either test this or we can break and go lower. Now, why would I say we could break and go lower? What is giving me that? Well, we have other imbalances on the chart as well too. And I found another imbalance zone. Right here. Right. Let's see if we can find confluence. We're gonna pull our fibs from the bottom up to the top. All right. And at 11,603 is a zone. That's the golden ratio. This is the level we expect price to come back to. And that does help line up with what we think could happen, which is this, and then that. That's our strong possibility. Does it have to happen? No. There are charts, there are moments on a chart where price hadn't come back to visit. So what about this drop right here? What happened? The patience. This was the what? I found an imbalance candle. Look what happened. Price came right back to the T. So these are the strategies and things that we're using. We just making everything simple in the Forex group. Whether the people in the group do the work or not, it's gonna be simple. We keep repping it over and over again. I'm glad that my wife have got involved, which is great. She's been 4 for 4 with her trading, and we know you're gonna have win streaks. She also can go through some losing streaks too, but she's using great risk reward, ratio, risk management, keeping things sensible. But over time, she'll continue to build, and then I could be able to, pour more capital into her account when she start trading bigger. But you want to get the process down and keeping everything simple. Okay. Um, and that's what we want trading to be simple. You got to focus on yourself. You have to make sure your emotions are in place. And more importantly, you got to have realistic expectations when it comes to trading. But these are one of the techniques that we can use in trading. All right. And like I said, in the Forex group, we want to basically make sure, it's like an accountability, but we make sure we practice it. All right. We just practice, practice, practice. All right. I hope you like this video. I will put a link in the description for Dark Horse Coins. So you go visit the site, see what all we do, talk about if you're new. But for the most part, this is what we do. And I hope you enjoyed the video. Keep things simple. And like I said, the strategy can be used Forex, option, penny stocks, crypto, futures. It doesn't matter because supply and demand is all that matters. So, that being said, hit the like button, subscribe, and may the horse be with you. Have a great night.